and welcome back to another episode of
Tube Talk.
a new interesting intro I see we have there. Let's start off with last week's
Graphic
winners.
it up, TT. Yes.
We had two winners, the first being Darcy Palmer on Friday.
Superb win. Led, kicked away, won by 3 lengths, could have won by a lot more. He had 4 starts for 3 seconds and 4th before Friday, and he broke through. Very promising horse. He'll run next on the 16th of December at Ellerslie, and then we've got targeted a $50,000 special conditions maiden for him on the 1st of January at Ellerslie over 1400. So he seems to like it sort of good, not rock hard, good too, but a good 3, dead 4, dead 5. I think dead 4, dead 5 is perfect for him.
And on Saturday we also had Starry Beale who came first.
How exciting was he? How sensational. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, go and have a look. His last day was race 4, I think, at Awapuni. His last 200 metres was sensational. Commentated after the race, even said he couldn't win, he got up and won. Very, very good stayer on the way through to very, very good races. He has the Dunstan Stayers final on his dance card on the 1st of January also, and he'll have another race at Ellerslie on the 8th leading into that.
And this week we've got quite a big week, starting on Friday at Otaki, race 7, Sentimental Miss.
In the Wellington Stakes Group 3, at this stage it's a field of 9. The track looks like it'll be about a dead 5. She likes just to touch her given the track, so that's perfect. She's got barrier 1. Her maiden one was very good, so I think she's about 3rd or 4th favourite, and she's a realistic winning chance. Key will be, drawn barrier 1 is how the rail is playing on a dead sort of 5 kind of surface. If the rail is good, it'll be great from barrier 1. If the rail's off, it'll be a bit more difficult for her. But on ability and work, she is a definite winning prospect.
And on Saturday at Ellerslie in race 1, we have got Beltesta.
So the big thing about Ellerslie this weekend is the track is about a dead 6 when we film this. And if there's no more rain, it'll come back to about a dead 4. But if there is rain, and there's forecast to have a huge amount of rain on Friday night and Saturday, that it just throws the whole field, everything into disarray, and it just makes a bit of a lottery. Beltest is one horse that it won't affect. She's won on a heavy track, and she's also performed well on tracks that are just dead. So, 3rd up, she's going well. She's run 5th, 2nd. She's ready for the step up in distance. Matt Cameron on board. If it gets out, if there's a lot of rain, it'll only help her and hinder others. She's a definite top 4 chance, and the more it rains, probably the better chance she becomes.
And Saturday at Ellerslie in race 4, we have got Raposa Rapida.
Fresh up over 1200 metres. His trial was superb. Great barrier draw, inside draw of 1. He is a very good chance as long as the rain doesn't come. If the rain comes, it probably ruins his chances. He needs a firm track.
Ellerslie race 5, we have got Prince Albert.
Prince Albert stepping up to listed level, the Trevor Eagle Memorial for 3-year-olds over 1500 metres. He is a maidener, but he's got a lot of ability, and his last start coming from well back in the field on Melbourne Cup Day to run 2nd was very good. He's got Jason Waddell on board, who's also rides Raposa Rapida, which is a good booking. Distance will be no problem, even further will be fine for him. The rain, we just don't know whether he'll handle it wet, which is just a guess. But so if it rains, we're going to run him and find out. But he can run well on a reasonable surface, and if it rains, we'll have to wait and see. He's on a derby track, talented horse.
And Ellerslie race 6 on Saturday, there's 2 runners, but we will start with Oh He Can.
Oh He Can, bolted in at his last start, 2nd up for the season. Awkward draw of 14, the 1400 metres suits. A wet track, like getting out to slow 9, heavy 10 will not suit him, and he'll probably scratch if he gets out there. He'll handle it sort of dead to slow if it's in that region. He's going well, but draw makes it difficult for him.
Also Ellerslie race 6, we have got Matt Tomb.
Superb winner, fresh up. Very, very impressive. Awkward draw of 13 in a strong field, but has any amount of ability. If it's a dead to slow track, it'll suit him. while he won on a good track last start, I think it was a good 3, and he's very good on good tracks. He seems to also not mind it being dead to slow. Heavy would be a bit of a worry, but if it was a dead to slow track, his draw might help him. Regardless of track conditions, he's a very good horse and he's a winning chance.
And finally for Ellerslie in race 8, we have got Top Actress.
Fresh up winner over 1400 metres. He's probably gone to a new level this preparation and is working better than she ever has. Nice barrier draw of 6. Steps up in class, which is always difficult. Rain won't bother her. She can handle most conditions and she can run well.
And we have we've got one runner at Rose Hill on Saturday, race 5. It is Mark 2.
Mark 2 stepping up to 2400 metres. One fresh up in Australia. Her next 2 runs were disappointing, but we did discover a little problem which we have fixed, and we think that's the key, and we expect a much better run from her Saturday. Kieran McAvoy, Melbourne Cup winning jockey, rides. Barrier 9 slightly awkward, she'll get back a bit. 2400 metres is no problem at all, and she's working well now that we have fixed a little problem, and wouldn't be surprised that we'll see a bounce back at long odds.
And our final 2 runners are both running at Cromwell on Sunday. The first is in race 4, and it's Mighty Solomon.
We've just been waiting for a dead sort of track surface for him and haven't got it, so it's a $35,000 race. He gets him with only 54 kilos. Barrier 5, Terry Mosley on board, all those things are good for us. Just depends on, it's a good 3 track as we film this. There is some rain due. If it's a sort of dead surface, he's a definite winning chance in this field. If it's a good track, he may not run.
And in race 10, we have got Major Issue.
Very unlikely to get a start. She needs 6 scratchings, which is a pity, because she's got barrier 2 and she's flying in her track work. She's ready to win. If we got a bunch of scratchings and she made the field, you would want to be on her. But I don't think she'll make the field.
And now we move on to Bet of the Week.
I'm going to have to explain this one a little bit, but shall I do a drum roll?
Yes. Maury Ock running at Ellerslie in race 4.
So he's actually in Repose Repeater's race. And we really like Repose Repeater on a good track. But if it ends up being wet, he won't run. Now, Maury Ock doesn't have a lot of form around him, but if you look at his last race, Melbourne Cup Day at Ellerslie, he got back last. The jockey only got going on him late. He ran up bums, had nowhere to go. He wasn't beaten far. He was full of running. So while he's got a 0 next to his name, if he'd got luck in the straight, he would have been right in the thick of it. He only has to run up to that form again to be in it, and he'll be well over the odds. So I think on a good track, Repose Repeater runs. I think Repose Repeater can beat Maury Ock. So that's why I've got a little what am I calling it? Little rider on it. But I think he's worth a place bet anyway. And I think if it's a little bit wet and Repose Repeater's out, I think he's worth a nice extra bet. At good odds. There you go.
Thank you, Albert.
Thank you, Sophie, and we'll see you next week.
She's gone. She's going to take some beating, this great mare. Next is Diatribe. Nothing's making ground on her. She's away, Sunline. She leads by 4 lengths. The champion New Zealand mare has raced away in the Cox Plate. Diatribe and Referral are running onto the placings, followed by Testarossa and then Scusi Please. But the champion mare is going to kill them. She's 5 in front, Sunline, and a piece of racing history. Back-to-back Cox Plates for the champion mare, Sunline. She's won it by 6 lengths easily.